Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Dead alive. Wow. I really mean that. Wow. This episode was insane. Like, really insane. I noticed in the comment section of Kiss Anime for this episode, one person was stating the fact that, like, apparently in the light novel, they might have cut out a few things from this episode. Like they did like one volume or arc or whatever in 3 episodes. Because basically episode 1 was a recap. But regardless, if this was whatever it was, regardless, this was an amazing episode. I have to give this no less than a 5 out of 5. Essentially what happens in this episode is Westcott, the girl who we find out that witch, she is actually part of the AST squad. That's the same squad that Origami's part of. But she has different orders. I mean, there was a lot of shit that went down in this episode. It was so... Oh, man, there's so much to talk about. But essentially what happens is the main focus. Well, there's 3 things happening at once. Well, actually, you could even say 4 things. Because basically we have Yuzuru and Kaguya, the 2 spirits, they're fighting. But at the same time when they're fighting, we have the ship, you know, Shido's sister's ship. They're going up against a ship that is in cahoots with the witch to get Toka. So they're fighting. And what was this guy's name? Let's see if I can find his name. Kanazuki, I think. That's how it was. Who it was? It was Kanazuki. This guy was like going on some major tactician shit in this episode. It was fucking ridiculous, man. He was like, I'm like, the fuck was that? Like touching himself and shit. And what I really liked about it was there was this one split moment where he does something and Shido does something at the exact same time. Mind blown. So they're basically fighting this other shit. And he's giving all this orders and shit. I was like, yeah, this guy's fucking beast. So that's happening. At the same time, like I said, the 2 sisters are fighting. And the witch, she has these... They came from the ship that are fighting. I don't know, the specific name was very hard to say, but they're basically robots that they control. And basically they're there to capture Toka. Now, this was kind of a weird moment. And at the same time also, Origami, she was fighting them as well. And she, I think, saved Rene from them. At one point, Toka's holding her own against them, but she gets overpowered, and then she's getting taken in. And, Shido has this moment where he feels useless and he can't do anything. Is this how it's going to be? I'm not going to be able to do anything. And he just put his hand up in the air and says, Toka. And at that point, while that's happening, the same time on the ship, he does a move and Shido does a move and boom! It all happens at like one time. And they're able to hit the ship and Shido, and after that happens, well, actually this happens after. Shido calls forth Toka's sword and cuts all those robots in half. And I'm like, damn. It happened so suddenly. I was like, yo, what the fuck? So he takes them all out. And then at the same time, they destroy the ship, the other ship. They damage it. And that disrupts the robots that they were controlling, they were using. And takes them all out. And that's when the witch, she realizes that pretty much boned and she has to reorganize, and she attempts to attack Toka and Shido, but then she steps, she steps on those traps those girls said, and she falls down to the bottom. I was like, yo, that's fucking awesome. So she's been taken care of, but there's danger's not over. You still have, Yuzuru and Kaguya to deal with, and Shido's already been through a lot. And then he basically goes with Toka to see them, and he like splits the sky in half, destroying the wind, and gives them like 3 choices. And this was an emotional scene. I'm like, wow. And basically they decide not to fight each other, not to kill each other, not to eliminate one another. And then after that happens, the ship that was being destroyed, the ship, with the robots and shit on them, comes in and is about to attack them. And then Yuzuru and Kaguya step in. They use their power to destroy it. I was like, shit. Guess what? The episode is not over. It's not over. We see Origami also in this episode. Nothing much. She's hurt and she tries to get up and she's like saying to herself, I need to become stronger to protect Shido. That's basically what happens there. And we have a scene with the witch and she's talking to Westcott, I believe, on the phone. And she asks him, has there ever been a case where a human, because she notifies him that about Toka and the princess and all this jazz, and she asks him, has there ever been a case of a human using a spirit's power? He doesn't answer her, and they leave it at that. Guess what? That's not the final scene of the episode. So we have the credit scene and everything, and right before we get the preview, we see Shido's sister talking to this old guy. And apparently, he says, if it ever comes to it, because they were sealing all the spirit's powers. But also, I forgot to mention, he sealed Yuzuru and Kaguya's powers. And it was kind of a funny moment. He kind of, Toka got upset with him. But basically, the old guy, he tells her, eats good. He's using the power, and if the situation were to get worse, far worse situation, upon that, I'm sorry to have to tell you to do this. And she says, yes, I'll have to kill Shido. And I was like, damn. So this episode threw a lot in my face. A lot. And I have to give this a 5 out of 5. And I'm just like, whoa. Too much. Too much for me. Way too much. Now, next week is going to be a very playful episode. They're going to tone it down a little bit. And that's, I guess, a good thing. Now, what I'm thinking is going to happen with this season as it goes along, because and hey, listen, this was episode 4. This was episode 4. I can only imagine. Now, this is probably not going to be long. Second season. I think this is going to be the same deal. 12 to 13 episodes. Listen, this was episode 4. I wonder what the next. Next week's episode 5 is gonna be turned down a bit, but we get introduced to another spirit. This is this girl, this diva girl. So she's gonna be the next spirit. I'm guessing he's gonna go after, Shido. And I'm guessing what's going to eventually happen is I wonder, like, at what point does Shido become a threat? Yeah. Because, I can see now that the guy, Westcott, and this organization, which is part of the SAST, they're after Toka. And if Shido has to call forth that sword again to attack, to fight Toka and everything, does it occur? Is there a point where it's too far and they have to kill Shido? Because this is getting really serious. I didn't even know it was going to be this serious in season 2. But yeah, this was definitely a great episode. 5 out of 5. Now, like I said, next week's going to be downplayed. It's not going to be as intense. But still, it's going to be there. Eventually, he's going to probably conquer this other spirit who happens to be a diva. But once this whole thing with Toka and this organization getting Toka, and then she turns evil kind of thing happens, holy shit, watch out. Just watch out. Now, I don't think Shido's going to die. That I don't think is going to happen. Even though what was said with his sister to that superior guy, I don't think they're going to kill him. That's just too ridiculous. But I do wonder if it comes into question to suggest that maybe Shido isn't human. Now, this was a huge episode, people. This was like, whoa. Episode 1 was very lackluster. But then 2 started picking up, 3 started picking up, and 4, boom, you got this. Now it went down a bit for next week. But I just wonder, for this season is probably going to be better than last season. And that's saying a lot. That's saying a whole lot. So, yeah. But this was a great episode. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Data Live Season 2, Episode 4. Yeah. Awesome shit, awesome shit. And now Shido has a sword. I'm like, god damn. That's gonna be awesome. Nothing else to state. I didn't notice this, but apparently let me just mention this at the end of this review. Apparently, Tay-King did a tag that I didn't realize. He did it from Jim's Nerd Nation. It's a manga tag. Now, I don't know if the chapters are coming out because I think in Seinen Jump, Denzel, he said that there was supposedly a tremor, earthquake in Japan. I don't know if that's true though. If it is, then there probably won't be chapters. But this tag video I'll probably do Wednesday, I guess, if I can muster it. But look forward to that. I'm Bonkai Knight 22. I'll see you guys later. Shido's got a sword. That was an awesome episode. Can't wait for more. I'll see you guys later. Peace.